Hello everyone, welcome back once again. This time I'm going to continue with the EXO members tarot readings series. So today it's going to be a tarot reading for Dio or Kyungso. I call him Dio, so I I will address to him as Dio. Um, and so I decided to use this deck that I mostly use for my clients that have a lot of earth elements or are earth signs in their birth charts. So I just came across it and I was like, oh, I'm going to use this for Dio as well. So let's talk a bit about his energy because I don't know where, but I think that at some point I read about that someone said that he had an stellium in Capricorn. Um, which, from what I could see, yes, he does have a few planets in Capricorn. He has a lot of Earth. That moon in Virgo of his is actually the one that makes him be a bit more awkward socially, and actually it gives him a bit of inflexibility, which to also be a Capricorn sun, it's to be born with a need for a structure. So when you have also a sign so perfectionist like Virgo energy is in your ruling your emotional world, you tend to be pretty closed off and you tend to also have a lot of anxieties when it comes to actually expressing your own feelings or emotions, allowing yourself to feel them to the full extent. Um, I think that I have taught a lot about people that have moon, especially idols that have moon in Virgo. I had mentioned BTS Yoongi, BTS Suga, Red Velvet Irene, um, I think Suho, the EXO's leader, has it too, but he's a Gemini, so um he can like work with it a little bit, like and add a little bit of movement to that energy. Nevertheless, it's still challenging. But when we think about Dio, I I see him really um like as someone that tries really hard to to feel comfortable in an energy that is not comfortable at all, especially when it's such a strong energy that actually it demands you to be productive and to be always working and always be so detail oriented and always put a lot of effort. So I think that he is like this machine almost that produces and or at least needs to be productive at his best possibilities. I think if you want to hire someone really competent and really like trustworthy, you have to have Dio on your team because he's so committed to give the best of him. So maybe what he lacks in his emotional world, he compensates with his ability to be trustworthy and his ability to be consistent and also to be stable and to be like some kind of rock for other people to lean on him. um he may not be the most affectionate. Actually, he struggles really hard to make himself understood. Actually, I think that he is a whole mystery, even to himself. But actually, I think that he will gain flexibility with time. I think that I am a Capricorn myself, so like whenever I have to talk about someone that is a Capricorn, which when I talk about idols, there are a lot of idols that are Capricorn, as well as Virgo suns and Libra suns. There are a lot of them. But when I have to talk about Capricorn, I know what it feels like to always have this label or this a reputation of always being the responsible one, of always being the one that does the things right, to be always the one that wants um, to be the best and the hardworking type, the one that never complains, the one that puts all the effort. And sometimes we want to, yes, actually, we want to set ourselves free from that conception or that image that people have of us, especially when I think about astrology. There were a lot of times when I read a few characteristics of my sign, and I think I'm getting really tired of always reading that astrologers talk about Capricorn as this hardworking and as this, like, we are always like this, like, uh, like this, because of we are represented by the mountain goat, so we want to climb positions and we want to step on everyone in order to get to our final goal, that is it is to be to have a status or to be famous or to be a leader or to be a boss. And actually I think we're much more than that. So there's a lot of misconception when it comes to Capricorn energy. Yes, we can be hardworking. Yes, we can be consistent. But yes, we also have our times where we do not want to work, or there are times when we want to rebel and we want to leave the responsibility to others. So this is what I think that happens with Dio. I think that people, if they are like, oh, you're a Capricorn, or oh, he has a moon in Virgo, and yes, I have to talk about the characteristics of that energy, but at the same time I think he can overcome that, because we would have to see where that moon lays, where his sun, in what house his sun is. And also, I have seen that he has his Venus in Pisces and his Mars is in Cancer. So he does have, according to what I could see from what I got on the internet, he does have, when it comes to love and relationships, and when it comes to actions, he does have water in his birth chart. So he can be pretty emotional, actually. It's just that he doesn't show it when you first see him. And of course, we have to think that, yes, he's a public image, but actually, when he is supposedly showing himself to you, or doing what he does best, that is to perform, he's actually working. So it's normal that you see this almost like this rigid, this very like serious character, because he's been a Capricorn in there, and he's also been he's showing you that Capricorn energy. But actually, I feel like in intimacy, he's very emotional. I believe that he has a lot of water resources that he can learn from. I think it was going to take a while. Of course, it's going to take, probably he's going to have to put a lot of effort into getting to know himself and doing a lot of therapy, or maybe learning new ways to communicate, to not sound so rigid, to not sound um, so stubborn or so non-flexible. I think that he does have a lot of resources within himself that can surprise a lot of people. It's just that you don't see it in him because you are not that close to him. He's a performer, so he is showing you what he does best. So if he is a great singer, he's going to give you the highest notes, and he's going to be able to inspire you with his voice. But he has other maybe he has like a more clumsy side to himself that you would not be able to see if he while he is on a stage or while he is on an interview. For example, you will see only this Capricorn energy on him. um so let's start with the archetype cards that came out for him, and he got the archetype of the detective, the chameleon, and the seeker. So he is he definitely is someone that is really wise for his years. I think that this is the very Capricorn energy. Yes, this is Saturn speaking here. I think he had always felt like he was more knowledgeable than a lot of people. I believe that maybe since he was young, he always felt like he was this very old soul inside of him because he knows things. And also he's very curious about how everything works, or maybe learning details, or learning about history, or learning about the history of things, why things work the way they work. He is very interested in knowing, in learning things from the beginning to an end. I think definitely likes to dig in the past. Especially he wants to learn a lot and different things, and I think once he does, he gets so interested that he just he sometimes, it's just that for him, when he goes in this detective mode, it's like he gets so immersed in this activity of learning or maybe searching information, that yes, this activity, it tends to make him feel it's a very lonely activity. So I think that, for example, if he's learning about something, or if he's trying to learn or to find out some facts about certain things that he's interested in, it's something that actually is really lonely, because I can see him like being like gathering information and actually being on his own, trying to figure out what to do with the information. So I think he definitely has a tendency to do things by himself, or to maybe, I don't know, find hobbies that actually require of him to spend a lot of time on his own, and he's pretty comfortable with that. Also, with the chameleon, with the card of the chameleon, I think that this is what I was talking about earlier, the fact that he's not all that we see. He's not just that very rigid earth energy. I think these water elements that they are in his way of action, and in his way of also maybe in relationships, he may want to be a bit more expressive. I think it's his desire to feel a bit more, or maybe to show different sides of himself. So maybe, I don't know, maybe being interested in someone in a romantic way can inspire him to be more open and to be more sensitive. But I definitely see that there's a fear of rejection. I feel like he's pretty aware that he is not like everyone else, that sometimes the way he thinks, or the things he finds interesting, maybe for other people are not. So he definitely feels like an old soul. He's very introvert, so he feels like out of place most of the time. But I think that this, with him being a singer, or maybe with him being an actor, this is his water elements working on himself. It's like they are like, oh yes, you can be like a very introvert, but at the same time you have a lot of potential as an artist, and you have a lot of potential to inspire people to feel emotions through your work, through your inspiration, through being inspired by you. So I think that he will get more comfortable in his skin when time comes. But I think he needs help from others. I think he needs to connect with others in order to develop himself more. um, I think he needs to experience at least one deep connection with someone that can be all very emotional too, so he can absorb that energy and also feel comfortable enough to open up, because I think he has a lot of emotions. He just has it all bottled up inside of himself, but he is very emotional. I think that maybe he's the one that cries during romantic movies, or during I don't know, maybe those movies that are very sentimental, that have a lot of like emotional moments. I think he may be the one that would cry, would get very touched by movies, or by lyrics, song lyrics or melodies. I think he has the ability to get really emotional. It's just that he tries to contain it. He contains himself. He doesn't want to just show it, just because, and especially because it's like people always are like pointing out constantly that he is emotionless, or that they don't know him. And yes, they're right in part about their perception, but also I think that they need to be a bit more, not to condemn him with their words, like being like, oh yes, because you are like this, because oh yes, you are reserved, oh yes, because you are not you are you don't show emotion. So it's like you are sentencing him to be that way, and you are not allowing him to show a different side of himself, that maybe inside he wants to be a different person, but somehow there's this label put on him, like, oh yes, you are like this and you will always be like this. So maybe he's feeling a bit like, when you like it's like when you like when you condemn someone, like, oh, you will always be like this, and actually no, he has all the time in his life to develop other sides of himself. So we'll see. I don't know where his rising is, because I haven't found like an accurate time, but I don't know. If someone knows it, please let me know. So the cards that came out for him in the tarot were the Empress, the Ace of Cups, the Death, the World, the Four of Pentacles, a Chariot, the Page of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the Seven of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. So he's working on something. He's working on a project, and he has a lot of resources. He's someone that is he's very abundant when it comes to ideas, or when it comes to creating something out of nowhere, or maybe creating something from scratch, from zero. He's starting with nothing, and he just manages himself, and he just pulls it off. He's amazing. He's really smart. um and I don't know, is he in the military or is he out? Because I sense that if he is out, this period he was in the military also inspired him a lot to what he's working on right now. I think that also it made him realize and appreciate that he would be really good working at the military, because actually he is very committed, and he's really hardworking, and he's really humble. That's what he has. He's not very good at socializing, but with routinary works or with routinary things, he's really good at that. So I think that maybe for him being in the military was like a certain vacation. I don't know how to say it, but yes, like taking a break, because I think that um he got the chance to meet other people and to also be concentrated into be treated as an equal and not being always reminded that he's a celebrity. Actually, he doesn't complain about being a celebrity. Actually, he doesn't complain about being an idol. Actually, I think he is very smart in that sense. He knows he's not the most. He doesn't feel like he is the most charismatic of the group. He feels like he's just there to perform or just to sing, just to dance and sing. He knows that he can do his part right. He knows his worth. He knows he's outstanding. He knows that he's good. But at the same time, for example, if he has to go on a variety show or something like, or an interview, he feels like he needs to probably go with other people that are funnier than him, or that he considers that are funnier, because actually Moon in Virgo is very witty intellectually, so they are hilarious when it comes to making jokes. They are hilarious because they are so smart and their memory is amazing. They are just so sharp. um but well, it's not actually it's not that they go around wanting to make jokes. It's just that they just throw the facts, or maybe they just say a few things and somehow it sounds funny for others, but they don't go around thinking, oh, I'm so funny, or I want to be funny. So I think that he was really comfortable with that area. He really liked it. He learned a lot about himself in that process. I think he also missed a lot of things, not so much, but he missed maybe his loved ones, maybe his family he missed. And this also made him realize about how important it is to show your loved ones that you care for them or that you love them. I think that being away, or maybe being far away from his loved ones or his friends, make him realize how important is to say I love you, and how important is to express feelings. I think that now he had come to a place of where he's finishing a moment of transformation, internal transformation, a personal transformation, where he needs to reinvent himself and also to get rid of a few limited beliefs that no longer serve him. I think he had opened his eyes to a lot of realities. I think he's a very realistic guy also. He knows that not everything is full of, you know, rainbows and flowers. I think that he's very realistic. I think he knows that there are people in the country that are struggling. He knows that there are people that are struggling with poverty, and he just wants to make music for ordinary people. He wants to inspire those ordinary people that are the ones that make the nation great. Something about that. That make the most effort for the nation to keep working or to keep producing. Um, are the people with the regular jobs. So somehow he wants to create something in order to inspire these people, or to inspire them through music, or to make them or entertain them when it comes to his acting, or maybe what he does with acting. I think he wants to entertain those kinds of people. Um, People that spend all their days like working their butts off, and probably they hate their job, and they are struggling economically, and he just wants to create good content for that people, because he's like, I want them when they have a free time, or when they are out of their work, and if they see me on the screen, or if they hear my music, I want to inspire them to move on, to carry on, to just keep putting the effort, just don't give up, or something like that. He's really sweet. That's why I say that he is more emotional. and more empathic that people think he is. Um, and then he got, well, the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Page of Wands. So I think that he's always moving forward. I think that he's someone that is also really stable. Not only that he is perfectionist, he's someone that he knows when to take opportunities. For example, I don't know, right now he is um like he's working in the company, so he's like, okay, I would like to produce something for myself, or I would like to do something when it comes to music. And they are like, well, okay, here is what you can do, or here we here's the studio, I don't know. And he just goes and works. He just does what it has to be done. And at the same time, he's just very patient. He's not someone that is going to be like, oh, what's going on, that what I created, my single that I created didn't come out. He just is really wise when it comes to be patient. He's like, and he knows that whatever he produces is good, and he knows that the effort he puts is to get good results. So he's not pushy in that sense. He doesn't show desperation he's not like being salty because like he has to wait to get some content of him to be put available for the fans. He's very calm. He just believes that whenever they will need him, for him to be, I don't know, in an award show or in a presentation or in an interview, they will call him. He just takes the idol life like a job. For him it's a job. It's like I see him like entering the company like, okay, what's the schedule for today, what do I have to do, and like not taking things personally. I think that there's something here that he's just telling me, not taking things personally, that if they do not put the amount of attention on trying to promote him more, he doesn't complain. I mean, he's just like, okay, whenever you need me, call me. Like, I will be there. Like, but just being really rational about it and very detached about it. Like, yes, yes, if I have to work, just let me know. Like, if I'm free, I will come. Like this, like very simple. He's very simple. He is someone that focuses very much in results. He knows he has the ability to get things done, so he doesn't stress over it. He doesn't stress over it. He's not obsessed with, oh, when do I get my comeback, or when are we going? No, he's just so relaxed. But maybe because he has other ways of expressing his art. Maybe it's because he is also an actor. So I think that he's someone that is so resourceful, and he has so many ways of keep working. So I think that he doesn't feel uncertain at all. He doesn't feel uncertainty at all. He feels like he will always have work, because it's like he's drama free. He doesn't whine. He's not whining. He's like really down to earth in that sense. Um so the other cards is yes, the other cards is the Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So yes, there's something about him that he just knows. He just knows that there are people that are not true, that are like, especially there's someone that has like a fake facade, that is not really doing much for the group or for the group promotion. It's someone that is not a member of the group. It's just someone like a producer, or maybe someone that is in the part of the staff or something like that. But it's someone that pretends to be working really hard but actually is not. And I think he definitely sensed this. He sensed like, oh yes, there's going to something is going to happen, that somehow things are going to be slowed down a little bit. But he's not surprised anymore. He's very like straightforward in that sense. I think that this is what I can see at least from him. He's like showing me this, like almost like being very open about it, like, yes, this is how they manage things, or maybe this is how they manage us or the group. They just, sometimes they care, sometimes they don't care, sometimes they put the effort, and sometimes they lie to us. So I think that he is very seasoned when it comes to this. He's really used to this, and at the same time, it's a bit sad, but at the same time, I think that he, like I said, he just takes the opportunities that come along the way, and if they don't, he's like, okay, he's like, whatever, like, it's going to happen, whatever needs to be happening, and he's just not worried about his future, actually, because I think that this is what I was saying. I think that maybe if he had been out of the military a moment ago, or maybe it was recent that he was there. I think that period actually taught him a lot about life, actually gave him like a new perspective of life. So I don't think he gets like, I think it takes a lot for him to actually get stressed, or he's someone that he definitely overthinks things because he is a perfectionist. He obviously is a deep thinker. He's always on his mind. He has a lot of thoughts. But at the same time, I think he knows how to slow down the process also. He knows how to slow himself down. Whenever he feels like he's getting anxious, he just is like he talks to himself and he's able to calm himself down. Like, because he feels like it's a waste of his energy, or it's a waste of time to get worried for things that you cannot control, so that at least you can like you can concentrate on what really matters, on things that you can just live one day at a time, just live, just go through the day, and well, eventually things will develop in the way that they are supposed to. Don't hold on too much to having wanting to have the control of things, because you will end up being disappointed. So in this sense, I totally agree with him. I think that we need to be reminding ourselves all the time that control is not something that we can achieve. Actually, there are things that we are responsible for in our lives, that we can like being, oh yes, this happened because I did this, or this happened because I was involved in this. But there are other things that are just, it doesn't depend on us. It is not about us, actually, especially when it comes to other people's expectations. I think that this is why sometimes there are people that really enjoy talking bad about other people, because they know that somehow they have some kind of influence. But if you can allow yourself to not get corrupted, or not get contaminated by those comments that actually are not helping you, you can set yourself free from a lot of moments of feeling bad about yourself, or feeling like you are not worth it, or maybe uh, that you are wrong, or maybe that you have no value. So I think that he is a true he's like a true mentor. There's something about him that reminds me of this uh Zen priest, like he's like a Buddha. He's so wise. He's so wise, and he's so calm that I think that I had a lot of fun doing this reading because he transmits this calmness and also this sense of grounding yourself. Always keep your feet on the ground, keep yourself grounded. Don't don't let your head go in the clouds, and don't let it go too far. Just stay here, stay in the present, and appreciate what you have. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for all your requests. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.